ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to City Skylines Snowfall. Today, I have gone through and removed a whole bunch of the futuristic buildings because a lot of people were saying that they didn't really like them. The purple buildings looked a little bit weird. So I decided to go through, and right now we have the majority of the buildings are just from the base game or from any of the expansions. These buildings I know for a fact aren't, but I kind of like them. Those aren't too futuristic. Although this is actually a real building, by the way, this one. Which is interesting. Those are some futuristic buildings there, though. We'll just pull those out. I don't know what those are, but they kind of look okay to me. The reason I liked the futuristic buildings, for me, was just they added an extra bit of height to the skyline, because I don't think office buildings get all that tall. So we had that extra height from the buildings we had. But what I'll do is, at some point in the not too distant future, I will go ahead and find some growable buildings that we can, you know, put in here to increase the height of the skyline that aren't futuristic. So that's where the futuristic buildings have gone. But for today, I would like to finish off this block here and then look into leisure, because as people have pointed out, it's kind of not great. So we're going to want to make that a little bit better around the place. And I've also gone ahead and changed some stuff with these highways. This one used to go straight into here, you might remember. It now comes out here and actually goes to a 4-lane highway. So traffic has a lane. You know, these two lanes go to that one and that one respectively. These two go to that one and that one respectively. Then over here, I've done the same thing, except this goes to a 6-lane road, but it's okay. And I've also done the same thing here as well. It just helps traffic flow a little bit better off of the highways and generally just works better for my my liking. And I've also done the same here as well. You know, it just lets the traffic sort of filter into the lane that they wish to go to a little bit sooner, helps them keep moving, and is generally a good thing. So I'm kind of glad we've done that. But let's actually get to the point here. Let's go ahead and start looking into this block, because I think it's gonna be, I reckon, residential. We have a fair bit of residential demand currently, so dealing with that is probably a fairly smart move. So we'll just go ahead and zone in all of there, and then just paint in the rest of the zone like so. There we go. Daffodil Square. It is actually a square, so I'm kind of okay with that name this time. It's not often you get a suggested name that makes sense. For example, Aspen Park. I don't think actually has a park in it, I'm gonna be honest. I know it doesn't have to have a park to be called something park, but that's, you know, I'm just saying. We've had a few places that are not squares that have been called squares, and we also have hills where there's not hills. So it's nice to have something that kind of makes sense, Daffodil Square being that. So let's go ahead and actually start putting some roads in here. We'll go with these ones. I do want to turn snapping on, though, of course. We'll go from there all the way up to there. And we'll go from the end of that all the way down to there. I reckon we'll go to it there. We'll go from that point all the way down as well, and we'll bring that all the way across to there as well. So that kind of loops around on itself, which might be a little bit silly. It might be better to do something like that. Yeah, I think that might be a better bet. I also realize I've done that with the prop and tree anarchy turned on, which means that the trees haven't been deleted as I place the roads. So I'll very quickly go through and just upgrade all of those and then downgrade them again, so they actually got rid of the trees there, which is wonderful. There we go. So that actually seems like a reasonable little space there. I'm quite happy with it. That seems like some good zoning. We'll just go ahead and bring the pathways around it, because I do love me some pedestrian paths. And I wonder, can I bring it to there and connect it under there? Oh, I can. That's perfect. Don't mind if I do. That is exactly what I want. I'll bring this one down through here, so that's a quick way into the area. And I think I'd also like to do something like this and put a little park in the middle there, because I think that could be nice. I reckon a little park in the middle of this place would look kind of great. It will definitely work with the name of the place as well, being Daffodil Square. But as for over here, we're going to need to figure something out for this little bit. Let's see. If I do one of the tiny little thin roads, the 1-unit roads, I could actually get... Actually, I don't need to use one of those. I can just use a regular road. Yeah, I can get some zoning right up against the highway there, which is... Yeah, I think that'll be good. I actually think that'll be good. Now, here's the real question. Can I get a pedestrian path under here? I can. Beautiful. So that connects those quite nicely, and I don't think I'll do residential against the highway. I think that'll be commercial or offices, but this main bulk here is all going to be residential. There we go. This is fine. That can be a park, but that's actually a nice little area. I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and put some commercial there. We'll put some commercial just there. And this bit can stay free as well. That's possibly the best zoning I've done thus far. That has completely packed that area in, and that wasn't even intentional, so that's nice. That's kind of nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see if they got water. They do. Wonderful. Let's look at doing a park in here very quickly. Because, actually, you know what? I should probably do actual parks, because, like I said, leisure is something that the city is lacking a little bit. I don't think we'll go with the big casino there. I think we'll put a children's play park just at the corner there, because that will that'll up the leisure around there just a little bit, which is a good thing. And we could do something similar over here, or we could just put in one of these big buildings. We could put in a kind of landmark building, or even a church, really. Or, you know, a nice sculpture park, because we don't already have enough of those. At least the area is filling up, though. That's pretty good. That doesn't have electricity right now, though, which is kind of annoying, but we'll deal with it. It's okay. We can let the area grow a little bit, and it will get the electricity that it so needs. Now, here's the real question. How am I gonna go about getting a whole bunch of leisure into this area without just destroying a whole bunch of buildings? Because I mean, the thing with the city currently is there isn't really a noticeable center, and that, I think, is definitely a bit of a problem. I think I kind of want a center for tourism, which has like stadiums and kind of just lots of touristy things to do, but that doesn't, like, you could have a stadium in the middle of a city, and more often than not in cities you do, but you don't have things like sleigh rides, and you don't have things like what else came with Snowfall. There's things like the various parks we have here, like the sledding hills and the curling parks, and you might have an ice skating rink, but you wouldn't have a fire pit park. So it's just interesting, really, some of the stuff that's in this that I want to place. It just doesn't really make sense. That's the problem. And I want it to make sense. I really do. I want to be able to place this stuff and go, that looks awesome. It's just, I just can't, okay? It just doesn't always look right, and it annoys me. But here's a question. Where can I put this? Because this is a pretty nice theater. And I think I want to place it. Oh, it almost fit there. Okay. I mean, I could get rid of this road here. Oh, no. Well, that's actually a terrible idea. I could get rid of that one, though. I could just move the elementary school to there, I suppose. Actually, what about there? No, we'll put the elementary school there, because there's actually some weird little buildings there. So the elementary school can go there. We can delete that bit of road and those buildings along with it, and then delete that path, and I should be able to get that theater in there, right? Yeah, that actually fits really nicely. Do I want to put it right in the corner? Or right on that corner? I reckon that one. No, I can't actually do that. I can do it there. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. That looks kind of interesting. It's a theater of sorts. Well, I say of sorts. It's a theater. Although the snow is acting up like crazy there. What the hell's up with that? That's a lot of snow on that building, and underneath there as well. Yeah, something tells me this wasn't updated for Snowfall, which is, I mean, fair enough. Let's see what else we've got. We might have something else, because that looks a little bit silly. Let's see, I could add a botanical garden in there. I don't think that's a good idea, though. Because I do have some other big buildings. The Mall of Moderation could go there. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. That has a reasonable visitor capacity. We've got the Posh Mall as well, which could go in there. That actually looks pretty... That could look pretty decent there. What else have we got, though? I want to find some other things and just make sure that I'm not missing out on anything. We could put a courthouse in there as well. We could put the Grand Library, which I haven't actually placed yet. It could go there. We could put the Oppression Office, but I don't think that's necessarily where I imagine that going. We already have this church, and on top of that we have things like the stadium, which could go there, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we'll just put the stadium there instead. That's a weird place for it, Grant. That is a weird place for it. I think I'm gonna sort of change Linden Hills a little bit. I want to take out this space and actually dedicate this space to something like the stadium and actually making it a more touristy area. So actually, you know what? We'll go the whole way across there and take out that bit as well. So what we're going to do is demolish... I haven't got any transport running on these roads, do I? I do not. Okay, we'll demolish... I'm going to keep that one because it's got a tram on it, but we're going to demolish the rest of them. And we're going to just D-zone all of this so that these buildings will all go away. So that I can actually see what else needs to be removed. I know there's some paths in there that I need to get rid of, like that. But I don't really think there's much else. I think, oh wait, what is that? That is a building that I need to have a look at. That's a sauna. Okay, well that can move. That can just go there. It fits in quite nicely. Alright, so the stadium's there. I think the stadium could possibly move to like there, actually. That's not a bad place for it. Can I get it central in that road? Let's get 6 on that side. No, it's not actually going to go central in this road. Okay, well, that's disappointing. I mean, I can move it to that space or that space. I guess I'll put it sort of on the road like that. So the stadium can sort of sit on the road. I will extend a pathway that way. So there's, you know, a path going behind it. And I will extend one from there as well. So a couple of pathways going that way. That's a decent space for the stadium. We do have the Theater of Wonders, which could technically go behind it, but I don't think will look all too good. We also have like the Modern Art Museum thing here, which is a very interesting building. Oh, but it fits in there perfectly. Look at that. I kind of need to not pass up on that. That's way too perfect to pass up on. I guess we're gonna have a sort of double feature there with the stadium and the Modern Art Museum. That's fair enough. It fits in way too perfectly to not do it. Look at that. That's also gonna knock the leisure in this area up a little bit, or the land value at least. I don't know if it'll necessarily impact leisure. I'll be honest, I've not always paid attention to the difference between leisure and land value in this game. It's kind of confusing at times if you look into it, because some things it's like it's going to impact leisure, and then it's like, oh wait, is it though, or is it going to do land value, or, you know, which one am I impacting here? I get confused sometimes. That's that's old age for you. There we go, get a couple of trees there, and that looks pretty good. I don't actually have any parking lot assets at the moment though, which is something I really need to correct, because parking lot assets would be so good here. They really would. I kind of regret not getting them. But, you know, we'll get them eventually. We've at least bordered this area with some pathways. I think these spaces in here could possibly be this. Now, that does fit if I do 2 of them like that. And it doesn't look awful. And I could probably pave the ground behind them as well. Now that I look at it. Like, if I do that... No, that's not really going to work. If I do that, is that going to connect? It does. That actually looks okay to me. It obviously isn't a parking lot, but, I mean, it fills that space kind of nicely, and that's kind of the important thing, so that we can, you know, up the leisure and up the land value around here, so... I'm actually okay with that, and I kind of want to put another one just there. There we go. This is working out really perfectly. Just the spacing of everything. This bit here, I don't know what to do with it, because I don't want to put a bunch more of the same plaza, because it will look kind of awful. But there isn't really anything else I can put in there. That's a bit too big. What else? We've got the tax office. We have whatever that is, the Grand Mall. We have the courthouse. We have the official park, which I guess could look interesting. We also have that, which I've used in, I think it was the previous last build. The Mall of Moderation doesn't fit. The Friendly Neighborhood Park seems a bit silly. The Fountain of Life and Death seems a little bit grim for the area. I mean, we could do like the Statue of Wealth and some other statues in there as well. The Statue of Wealth, the Statue of Shopping, this Plaza of the Dead. I mean, again, a little bit unpleasant, I'll be honest. Let's see. I mean, that fits in there, but again, is that central? I think, no, it's not going to go central. What about just leaving it open until I get some parking lot assets? That might be the better option, to be honest. That may very well be the better option. We'll see. Let's at least do the district for here so it can have a few policies going, because I do want to make sure this area is as appealing to the masses as it possibly can be. So we'll do this and all of that. And this road is not going to have the district on it. Neither is that one. And neither is that one. As for these little roads around here, I mean, I don't think they can either, because I am going to do Old Town on this, I think, because there is a road there that could be used as a through road. So I think I will do Old Town on the stadium district there. So the only people that can come into that road are people that are going to like the stadium or whatever. Well, I guess that's the only road. So I guess we're probably okay, actually. I'll not bother with Old Town. But that's also Linden Heights. That's going to be, I guess, Nerdchester Park. Because it's actually like a big, you know, tourism and entertainment area, etc., etc. That's what it's going to be, I reckon. I might change that name in the future. If anyone actually has a better name for it, go ahead and, you can go ahead and suggest that. Because I'm open to, definitely open to suggestions in that one. There we go, there's a bunch of trees in there that will bring a bit of color. I think what I'll actually do is get rid of the paths on this side. And go ahead and zone some commercial in there. And I will actually do a specialization. We'll do the, I guess, leisure specialization for there. So that those commercial buildings that come up in this district are actually going to be focused on leisure, obviously. But that should definitely help the land value in this area. Yeah, that's actually considerably better, which is what I want to see. That's very good there. Okay, so that's a change to the middle of the city. Over here is all right for the time being. That's a bunch of parked traffic. I was slightly worried there that it might not be parked and might just be stuck. But no, it's parked. Let's see. How far back does that currently go? Because it is going to be another sort of block over here. So we'll go 4 and I guess 4. No, hold on a minute. Let's do an angle here. Let's do 135 for 2. Hold on. What am I looking for? 135 might be the angle. Hold on. Let's figure this out. I want to go 2 and 2. So if I do that, I also need to turn bloody prop and thingy anarchy off. So the angle is that's 45. Okay. So that's 45, and then off of that, I want to go 135 and 2. I guess that works. So then we'll bring that down to there for 30. And across, I will say, actually bring it up to there. Hold on a second. So there to 35, that's fine. And down to there. So there's a couple of blocks, I suppose. Again, I call 10 units a block, but it isn't technically that, so that's a little bit confusing. We'll go one further there. We'll go 40. We'll go 20. Can I actually connect those without it looking a bit silly? I mean, technically yes, but it still looks kind of silly. What if I just do an angle between them? I think I prefer that. I do think I actually prefer that because it sort of just works. Let's go 30 and yeah, 30, 40 and across. That's a little bit close to that junction though. Let's maybe make this one a little bit weird as well. So let's go 15 and down to there. Sure. I mean, I could do that, but I'll not bother. So there's a bunch of blocks, I suppose. I can do more districts and zoning and all that stuff in those if I so desire, which I will, you know. We need to get the demand up a little bit. But that could be good. My only worry is that this is going to be a fairly packed area, and the only connections are these avenues going across the highway, so we're a metropolis! Would you look at that? Don't mind if I do. Alright, let's go ahead and get some new land immediately. Specifically this one, because it's been annoying me for a while now. Much better. Okay, so here's the real question. Can I mean, I need an interchange. This is the thing. I need something like a cloverleaf here. Because I reckon having bridges come from there could be a really good idea. So, we're gonna do some experimenting. We're gonna see if I can get a cloverleaf there and just how ridiculous it's actually going to look. Yeah, I can do it, but it sticks out. But it's kind of cool looking. That's the thing. Like, that kind of looks cool to me. It's silly, it's unrealistic, but it's still kind of cool. You know, it's still kind of cool, and I'm gonna go with it. For the meantime, at least. Oh, could I pull it back, though? I reckon, let's try pulling it back a little bit. I really wish there was an undo button. I really do. I can pull it back, and it fits perfectly. Look at that. That's amazing. I mean, well, I say perfectly, it's actually slightly off there. But no, I will take that. That's not terrible. That is not terrible. And I can totally make this work. So let's just take those roads back a little bit. Take those back to there, and take those to there, and can I get this to snap correctly to that cloverleaf? Space already occupied. That's a bit annoying. It's those roads at the side there causing the problems. So maybe if I just do this a little bit, we'll go 3 and 3. Then I should be able to now make this work, correct? Space already occupied by what? That road still, really? That's interesting that would be the problem road. Let's upgrade them. Let's turn that one around. Give it another shot. No, space still occupied. Okay, well, apparently I need to extend these a little bit further. I'm gonna make it work, though. We're gonna go 5, and we're gonna go 5. We're gonna turn them... That's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna turn them into highways, and this better snap. Space already occupied by that, probably. There we go. No, hold on. What do you mean the space? I know the space is occupied. There's a road right there. I'm aware of that. It's the road I'm trying to connect to, right? So that works. It's a little bit off, but it works. We're gonna have to sort of... We're definitely gonna have to rework the, this way into the city here, because this is... It's complicated, is what that's gonna be. That's gonna be a little bit complicated. Let's at least see if we can take this highway the whole way back and actually get a really great looking, little bend there. Because if we could do that, that'll be excellent. This also closes the space, between that awkward space at that, between the highway and the actual city. So I'm quite okay with that. Now let's see. So 4 units and 6. So maybe we want to go 3 and... yeah, okay. So these don't want to go full thing. They want to go... so that's actually... hold on a minute. What the hell? That's a better distance. Okay. Right, so can I actually make that work? So that goes 5 and 6. What about 6 and 6? So is 5 and 6 the one I want? No, 5 and 6 overextends, but 6 and 6 is... okay, that's very strange. Those look even to me, so I'm going to allow it. It may look terrible when I upgrade it, though. No, that's actually fine. That's completely fine. I don't care. It's staying. There we go. Let's upgrade this one as well. Yeah, that looks okay to me. I actually quite enjoy that, so there we go. There's the new highway, which looks a little bit complicated. But it does give us a connection over here, which means this area is actually going to have a good connection, which is very important. So this is only a good thing. Don't worry. Now, can I connect there? I mean, that's a reasonable enough connection, I suppose. We'll turn that into a 2-lane highway, and then we want to flip that bit around. So I guess that works, and I guess what I kind of want to do here is, I kind of want to go to there and go up. But it's really not going to let me, is it? I could do that, but it looks kind of silly. Okay, what if I go to there and there? Again, looks a little bit silly, but I think that's easier than having to completely rebuild that entire area. So that works for me. That's, that definitely works for me. Okay. I'm actually very happy with that. I'm very, very happy that we've managed to get the connections there. So let's extend the highway just a little bit. We'll go 40 units, 4 blocks, and 40 units. We'll upgrade that into actual highways there. And flip that one around and upgrade it to highway. And then we'll put another one of these. In fact, that's actually really... Let's take a little bit off of that. And put that there instead. Yeah, I much prefer that. Then I actually think we could probably get rid of some highway here as well. And put one of those in. And then have this loop the whole way around. I think I might be onto something here. That actually lines up. I'm loving that these highways are lining up so well. That's bloody brilliant. So that goes to there. And what we want is this to go, I guess, the whole way around. Okay, I can do that. That's easy. All right, let's go with, I guess, 30 and 20. Okay, and then those are 2 apart. So technically this should be 28 and 20, right? No. So let's try 20. I think it's 26 and 20 is actually what I want. Yeah, 26 and 20. Keeps those at the same distance. Then I think we'll go straight for about 50 units there. And we're going to want another curve. Let's see. Let's try 30. Let's try 40. And an angle this time. We're going to go for an angle of 40, 130, and then 30. Which on this side is going to translate to 44, I think. So 44, 130. No, not 44. Maybe less than that. Let's try 42. So 42, 130. Yeah, that's the angle we wanted. Okay. These are lining up so well. Now this is that it? No, not 20. Not quite 20 on that side. Let's try 18. Almost. Let's try 17. I'd say that's about as close as I'm gonna get, but I'll give... Well, 16 is, pretty close as well. Maybe we'll try the angle from this side. So let's try... That's pretty good. Let's try 38. No, 38 is not it. 36. 37. Yeah, 37 is absolutely the one. So now we need to do the same on this side, which is going to be something completely different. Let's try 37. 37 it is. Oh, wait, no, wait a minute. That's a weird angle that I'm not happy with. I almost let it happen, but I'm not happy with it. Okay, let's try 39 on that side. That's better. That is much, much better. Okay, now all we need to do is upgrade, well, first off, turn all of this around and then upgrade it to highways, and we have a nice section of looping highway. And we're done. Beautiful. We have this looping highway going the whole way around there now, which is absolutely wonderful. And this is the kind of connection we have to the city. This is 2 lanes going to 4 lanes. I know it's dumb, but the 4 lanes then split into 2 sets of 2 lanes, one of which connects to here, one of which connects the whole way down here. And the exit is just 4 lanes out of there, basically, which really probably should just be 2 lanes, now that I think about it. So I will actually just downgrade that back to 2 lanes there. That could probably do with having another way out, though, now that I think about it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens once we get some zoning in there, which, I mean, we should probably do. I'm just curious to see if anyone's actually going to use this. I mean, these guys are actually pretty keen, which is interesting. Actually, there's a decent little bit of traffic looking to use that, which is kind of wonderful. Now, the question is, are they going to go out that way, or... Okay, some of them are, but some of them are actually going that way. Okay, fair enough. So they're all going straight over. They're probably going to go to there. So there are plenty of connections into the city, which is a good thing. So those guys are using them. Yeah, that highway's immediately getting some use. That's pretty good. Now, over here, we do have a slight problem in that there's not really enough uneducated workers. So I'm going to try and up the leisure in the industrial zone, which seems a little bit silly, but sure. Whatever, we'll do it anyway. There we go. We'll do a couple of plazas like that. There we go. Which should actually, yeah, that's actually done a pretty good job at upgrading the leisure in there. We'll do one there as well, and one just there as well. And that, again, should be pretty good. Let me do a pathway just there, and then from there to there. Alright, so that should absolutely help upgrade this industrial zone, which is what I want it to do. I want it to be a better industrial zone, because it kind of needs to be. But for the meantime, I think what I want to do is come into here and actually start looking into, you know, planning out this district. And I think I want this to be really dense, actually. So I'm not going to bother with pedestrian paths on this one. I think this will be as dense as it possibly can be. So we'll go to about there. We'll bring this over to about there and bring it down. Then in that space, well, I guess we will have pedestrian paths because it's going to be difficult to avoid them in a few places. It's still going to be kind of dense. It's just going to have some pedestrian paths so that these buildings are all the same size, which is going to be, you know, whatever wide and then 3 back, rather than some of them sort of going 4 back and some going 3 back and it just looking weird. You see what I mean? I mean, if you've never... This is the thing, I ramble on like this, and I realize if someone's found this as like their first City Skylines video, they're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about. So, you know, you're welcome. Let's do a little pathway through there. Let's do a little pathway through there as well, I guess. Is that... I mean, that's... I want a 45-degree angle, but it's not gonna give me one, is it? No, that's fine. I guess that works. We can connect that one to there. Yeah, that'll look nice. That can be another residential zone, I think, because we do have some pretty hefty residential demand at the moment. So I'm just going to fill out this whole space, as weird as it may end up looking. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm gonna just avoid, like I always do, avoid zoning the weird shapes. That one can be zoned there. These corners can be left unzoned. I can put some trees in there, and that bit can be left unzoned as well, and this bit as well, and that little bit too. All right, so that should end up looking much better. I realize I can actually zone along the back of that highway. I am totally doing that, because that could look amazing if that all builds up properly. That could look absolutely amazing. Let's do it the whole way along and see if it actually works. This is the thing, like, there are some gaps in it. There's a gap there, but that is all the same distance back, so that could look absolutely amazing. We'll do a little bit of commercial just along there. Well, I say a little bit. That's kind of a lot, actually, but it's fine. There we go. So that's going to be a new block. I guess we're going to want to put our district painting in there a little bit. There we go. Do all of that. Take that down to there, across to there, and then just fill in the middle and take it off the roads. All right, the district has been done here, which is wonderful news. Interesting name that I've gone for. If you remember back to the previous episode, you'll remember I mentioned that I frequently forget the specific day that my birthday's on. I always think it's either the 12th of November or the 11th of November. And we came to the conclusion that it is... I love that we came to the conclusion that my birthday is, in fact, on the 12th of November. And I'm doubting it in my head, but it's not 11/11, it's 12/11, so yeah. Basically, this is now 12/11 square, so that I will always remember my birthday. That is how old I'm getting, apparently. But there you go. That's gonna be the name of it. Does it have water? It doesn't. That's something we're gonna want to fix. Let's bring some pipes down through there, up to there, and just straight down the way we've been doing. Like so. Like so. Down to there, and then just across like that. Is that gonna... No, that's not gonna be enough. Okay, take that to there, and take that to there. Beautiful. So that should fill up pretty quickly. I realize I'm slightly neglecting services in these new areas. Like, this is okay over here for healthcare. Could be a little bit better. I think I will put a medical clinic just there to boost healthcare in that space. And I will also put one just there to boost healthcare in that space as well. Fire coverage is something I should probably do the same for, so I will actually go ahead and do this. I'll just put a bunch of services just there instead, because that way there's good coverage for the whole area, all coming from pretty much the same place. As for education, I mean, elementary schools are not so great, so what I'm actually going to do is I'll put the church one there, because it's kind of nice. It actually has a capacity of 50, so that's useless. That is completely useless as a school. It's got a capacity of 50. Well, we kind of need more than that, I'm going to be honest. So what I'll do is I will put... I'll actually get rid of this, and I will put the elementary school sort of, I guess, on that corner there. Because then we can actually build up a little bit closer to the... just there. So that... Actually, no, we'll not. We'll do a path in there. So there is a link through to the main road and the elementary school. So that is another elementary school, which knocks the capacity up a little bit, but we do actually... Yeah, we do want another one. There's reasonable capacity. The capacity's dropping? Oh, cool. Okay. Let me look at my budget. Because if I just up the budget like this, that's just going to knock the capacity up, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the best thing to do, basically. Just knock my budget away up. High schools are fine. Universities are also fine. Let me actually go ahead and have a proper look into budget then. Because, I mean, I'm spending a lot on education now. That's the thing. I reckon I want to spend more on electricity. I think that's a thing I'll do, because, well, actually, do we need to? How's electricity looking? Electricity's fine. We don't need to spend any more on electricity. Water is... Heating's fine. Water availability is also kind of fine. Garbage is alright. I mean, what do I want to put this into? I guess Parks and Rec? If the budget's... Yeah, that creates more happiness. Let's do that then. What about unique buildings? They do better with more funding. I'll give that a shot. We'll see how that does. I do actually want to add in taxis. I completely forgot that I had these. I've been neglecting taxis this whole time, and I think someone mentioned it in a previous episode. It's like, why haven't you done taxis? I forgot. I completely forgot these were a thing. Let's add a taxi depot in there. Let's get a few of these about the place, actually. Let's get one, say, I don't know, there? I guess, sort of by the highway, that's fine. So there's 3 over that way. We're absolutely going to want to get a few over this side as well. I can actually get one there, so that's a perfect spot. We probably want one up this way as well. So, let's see. I can get one there, which seems like a decent spot as well. And I will also get one somewhere down in here, such as, I guess, there. Okay, so we've got a bunch of taxi depots now, which, I mean, they're not necessarily going to get the most use in the world, considering they are, I mean, there's a lot of them at this point, but they might. And I actually realize I can put a bunch of these around here somewhere if I... No, I can't. I don't have the space. Okay, I could put a few there, though. Which, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do a couple of the taxi stops there and put a couple of pedestrian paths just going through to that space like that. And that actually looks kind of good to me. Can I link that to there? I can. And I'll link that to there. And to there. There we go. So those taxi depots are, I guess, nicely bordered. I can put some trees in there as well, can't I? Because that whole area is going to remain unzoned, so it's probably worth putting some color into that space. Just to hide the fact that it is just going to be, you know, perpetually barren. So let's get some nice trees in there. We'll get a couple of the white ones, of course, get a couple of the red ones. It'd be nice if I can get a taller white tree in there. But apparently that's not going to be a thing, so whatever. We'll chuck one there and there. We'll get a... We'll go for a smaller tree like that. We'll get a couple of those just about the place as well. Like that and that. Now let's see. I could add one of those, which is an interesting looking tree. I'll add a couple of purple ones as well. But yeah, the purple's definitely not one of my favorite trees to use here. I think they're a little bit much. This one's okay, although it's very symmetrical. It's very rounded, but the purple ones they're not so great. We'll just add them in because, you know, it's a little bit more color. And I'm aware that's absolutely packed with trees now and looks a little bit silly, but that's actually intentional because it's an area that's, again, never really gonna get used. And it brings some nice color to that space, which I really like. I should probably do the same with this space as well, and kind of all the spaces that are a little bit barren. And especially along here, I could do something interesting along there. I could do bushes or hedges or something, I don't know. Let's see, let's knock my strength down in this brush. Let's bring it up to an actual brush and see if anything will actually grow in there. It doesn't say, well, there's actually, there's a few. Okay, let's bring the brush strength up a little bit more. Okay, that's sort of having an effect. Can I get more in there? It'd be nice to fill that area up with trees for sure. Just to you know, it's not the most realistic in the middle of the city to have a bunch of pine trees, but it is along a train track, so there's not really much else I can do in there. So I think that looks kind of decent. It's certainly interesting, but I think I like it. Now, how's this looking? Oh my god, that looks interesting is the word I will use to describe that. That looks interesting. But I'm gonna keep it. How's this doing? This area is actually pretty packed, which is lovely to see. As for tall buildings, I mean, we don't have that many of them, but our skyline is certainly different. But whatever the case, I think I'm going to leave it there for today, ladies and gentlemen. I think the city is absolutely coming along. We are still having traffic problems, but I think I'm just going to let that happen. We are kind of done with this part of the city, really. I will get some parking lots to add into here, and I will probably come back to this and tear parts of it out and put more touristy stuff in eventually, but I do absolutely want to focus on these parts of the city and flesh all of this out and make it a proper, you know, dense city. Like, I want to be able to look at this and just see a sprawling city, which I'm getting there. I'm really happy with how this is looking, but it's got a ways to go. We've got to fill all this space in as well. But I definitely think it's looking good. I do have a question, though. I want to know what you want to see over here. I asked in the last episode what should go on this side, and I saw two suggestions that I really liked. Someone said that I should just go ahead and put suburbs over here, which is option 1. And option 2 is an international airport. Because I think an international airport could totally work over here. Although I don't have it yet, I need 60,000 people, but, you know, when we get it, the international airport, what do you think? Will we go suburbs or international airport? Because we are probably going to have 2 airports. There will be the international one, and there will be the sort of smaller, I guess, standard airport, which can go over here or something. So yeah, I will leave that up to you to decide. Suburbs or international airport, whatever you decide, leave it in the comment section below. Again, if you see an answer that you agree with, upvote that so that I can see whatever the top suggested answer is. That way it will be the top rated comment, and it's easier to find that way, rather than me having to go through and count all your comments, because I'm lazy. But yes, that's going to be it. So thank you kindly for watching. This has been City Skylines Snowfall, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.